You made it.
Okay. Mic check 1 2 1 2. It's the Y2K Collector, and it has been a while since I've spoken to the Y2K community in this format. I gotta say, it's been a wild week. It's been an even more wild weekend. Had a few scares, a few shockers. I'm not gonna be a downer and share some of the sad news with you, but let's just say it's been a roller coaster of a weekend. And whenever I have weekends like this, I can just always count on a little Super Nintendo and a little Turtles in Time to take the mind off and kind of reset, refocus, get back into the groove of the work week that is ahead of us. But I talked a lot this week about a few things, and I'll touch on that a little bit later on in the video. But this was a pretty good week of just spending some time with the fam. I got to go outside, did a little bit of shopping, had some new items come in. I've been trying to change up my wardrobe. I've been trying to do comfy dad is my style for 2024. There was a point in time where I was going into the office like every day. I don't do that now. And so it's kind of put me into this phase where I'm just really more into being comfortable. So I'm definitely more of being in a sweatpants mode. So I'll share a little bit of that with you. And then I've really been on this whole AI kick, and I've been having this real hankering to watch The Matrix. So I went out, I picked up a DVD. That's right, folks, a DVD of The Matrix. I picked up the entire trilogy. I picked up The Matrix, I picked up Reloaded and Revolutions. So definitely going to be diving into the first Matrix here tonight once we get the kiddo down to bed. That will be a good time that the missus and I will get to kind of just kick it and spend that little bit of quality time together. I wanted to talk about something a little bit different, and this is a trend that I've been seeing on social media. I've seen it in a number of places. Oh, these guys are ganging up on me. You think you're gonna jump me? Nah, man, I'm from New York. I know how to handle you guys. Sorry about that. Just got into it here with this Turtles in Time. But there's been this trend that I've been hearing about, I've been seeing on TikTok, where Gen Alpha and Gen Z just kind of feel like, it's over. Like, a lot of them feel like they're not able to make it. They feel like, there's no opportunity for them under the current economic, climate of the world right now. And, a lot of them just are kind of, taking this approach to life where they're just like, screw it. I'm going to just, and for everyone it's different, right? So some are just like, I'm going to party. Some are just like, I'm just going to live it up. And then for others, maybe you're not much of a partier. Maybe you don't like to go out. But I think if you're a gamer, I think it's kind of put a lot of gamers in a place where they're like, you know what? I'm just going to give up on trying to do the adult thing, and I'm just going to play video games all day, and I'm just going to be a gamer, and I'm just going to sit in the house, and I'm not going to get out. And I just feel like, a lot of folks are just throwing their ambitions out of the window. And to a degree, I kind of don't blame them. It is a very tough time right now, economically. The opportunities are scarce. And I know, like, for me, I remember being when I was younger, especially when I was just coming out of college. I remember companies wanted you to have all these years of experience and, all these years of knowledge, and they wanted you to be able to share stories of times. One of the worst things in an interview is when they say, tell me about a time when you did something, and in your mind you're thinking, I've never done that, because I've never had the opportunity to do that. I've never had the opportunity to work with a group on a project, because all of my jobs have been at Chipotle or McDonald's or Burger King or Starbucks. And I think that for that generation that's maybe 17, 18, 19, and maybe you're starting to come into adulthood, I think a lot of them, the ones who maybe do want to move out, the ones who do want to kind of move up in life and take themselves to the next level, I think it's they're finding it they're just having a really hard time. And I think especially for young men, I'm a guy, so it's easier for me to speak from the man's perspective, right? It doesn't mean that the female perspective isn't important, because obviously this affects men and women alike. But from the male perspective, I think as a man, you want to feel accomplished. I think every man wants to at some point feel like they're doing something with their lives, they're going somewhere with their lives, because as a man, it's going to be hard for you to provide, it's going to be hard for you to build a family if you can't even take care of yourself, right? Like, how can you move on to the next phase of life if you're not even given the opportunity to kind of level up in that way? And I know this feels kind of random. I know this is like a random talk point while I'm over here playing Turtles in Time and getting my butt kicked by these little robots. But I just feel like it's important just to kind of share, because it's easy to get complacent. It's easy to just say, I have no opportunities, so I'm going to spend all of my time sitting around playing Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time, or, whatever game you're playing now, whether it be Spider-Man 2 or, Just Cause, or whatever game it is that you're playing. And it can be kind of easy for you to just get lost in this and kind of lose all hope and lose all ambition. But I kind of want to encourage the young guys out there. Do not give up. Do not succumb. Do not fall into the pit of just spending all of your time gaming all day. Meanwhile, the rest of your life is wasting away, because time waits for no one. And video games need to be the thing that you do at the end of the day. Once you've gone out, once you've handled your business, once you've done all the things that you need to do to set yourself up, to set your life up, video games are a great way to decompress, not a good way to run from responsibility or run from self-development or just the things that you need to do. And I'll share a story. I feel like I'm in the mood for a little bit of a story time. I remember when I first graduated from high school and I went to undergrad. While I was in undergrad, I spent a lot of time, believe it or not, volunteering. And I feel like that's something that not a lot of people talk about anymore, because it's not cool. It's probably not going to get a lot of clicks on YouTube. It's definitely not the fun thing to do, especially when we live in such a commercially driven society, right? Like, everything is about the money. Everyone wants to have the latest games, the latest toys, the latest this, the latest that. And, it seems cool to be a reseller, whether you're reselling video games, whether you're reselling sneakers, whatever the case may be. But you can gain a lot from volunteering your time. And you might say, Y2K Collector, what am I going to get out of working for free? Well, one of the first things that you'll get by working for free is you'll make connections. And I'm going to share something that maybe your mom told you, maybe your dad told you. It's not what you know, it's who you know in life. There have been times in my life, and I can even point back to the Great Recession, which is where I'll go to. I remember being a young college graduate in the 2008, 2009, 2010 era. And for you Gen Zers, you Gen Alpha folks, ask your parents, ask your uncles, ask your aunts about what it was like back in 08, what it was like back in 09 during the Great Recession, when we were graduating from college and there were no jobs because it seemed like everyone was going out of business. Everyone was losing their home. Everyone was going bankrupt. It was a really tough time. And that was the economy that I graduated in, right? That was the era that I was in, being a young 20 something trying to make my way in the world. And if I had to compare what the climate was like back then compared to what it is now, I mean, I'd say you have way more opportunities now because, yeah, we had YouTube back then and yeah, we had social media back then, but the opportunities that I think this generation has now to earn on the internet and innovate and, you know, make a way and make a road for themselves. I don't even think we really even had that back then. And so it was a very dark time, especially if you were trying to get a job. I remember no one was hiring. And if they were hiring, they wanted you to have all this experience that obviously, if you're just coming out of college, you're not going to have. And so what I did was I traveled, but not across the world. I didn't go on vacations and I didn't book hotels, but I moved around the country. I went to different parts of the country that needed help and started to just offer my time and energy and services to different people, different organizations, and different companies that really needed help, that really needed someone who was educated, who could, you know, lend a hand in any kind of way. And I think if you don't have a job, if you don't have steady income, if you don't have a plan or a path, I definitely recommend going out. I'm getting destroyed right now by this guy. I don't even know who this guy is, but I definitely recommend you going to one of your local businesses, going to one of your local organizations and look in the newspaper, go online, do searches and see where you can volunteer your time, because there's definitely something to be said for someone who volunteers their time. You're going to get a few things out of it. One of the first things you're going to get, like I said, is you're going to get connections. That's the first thing you're going to get. The second thing that you're going to get is you're going to be able to get opportunities and experiences that you can then speak to when you actually are in a job interview. I know there are some times where they might ask you, tell me about a time where you worked on a group project, or tell me about a time when you had a difficulty with a coworker, or tell me about a time where you had a difficulty with your boss. When you volunteer your time, you can then take those experiences and apply them to real life work situations that you can speak to when you're in an interview or when you're just trying to get an opportunity. And I'm saying all this because, you know, a lot's changing. I'm playing a Super Nintendo on an old Toshiba tube television. And I'm just doing that because this is what I grew up on. But my daughter, no, she's going to be playing virtual reality. She's going to have Apple glasses and Google goggles. And, you know, she's going to be experiencing things in a whole different 3D era. And technology is changing, times are changing, and you definitely want to learn how to make yourself a resource that people want, that people need, that people could tap into. And you do that by volunteering your time. I'm not saying that you can't play video games. And geez, I feel like that uncle right now that's just, you know, it's just talking people to death. But you can still play video games. You can still have fun, but don't waste all of your time sitting around playing video games all day. Really, there's life out there. There's a life that you gotta live, because once you turn the game off, guess what? You gotta go back to real life. And when I turn this game off, as nice as it is, geez, I'm getting destroyed. Donatello, help me out here. As fun as this game is, I know that when I turn this game off, I'm going to have to go back to real life. I'm going to have to go back to the real problems that still existed before I turned this game on. And you just can't run from those things. They're going to be there. And the best thing that you can do is, just like I'm manhandling these guys right here, you got to manhandle your situations in life, manhandle your responsibilities. Like I tell you, the more you grab the bull by the horns, just the more you'll be, the more accomplished you'll feel, the more comfortable you'll feel, the more settled you'll feel. I don't remember Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Turtles in Time being this hard, especially on the third level. What am I missing here? These guys are like out of control. But yeah, I just felt like it was important to share that. So that's my public service announcement for the day. Just figured I'd share that with you folks. Now, for me, this week is going to be an interesting week. Definitely have some more things coming up, some more things that I want to share with you all. I know that I've been talking a little bit about gaming, and I've been changing up the content, but you are going to see more of that in the future. I don't just want this channel just to be about video games. I am the Y2K collector, but I'm not the Y2K video game collector. I don't just collect video games. I believe in collecting experiences. I believe in collecting memories. I believe in collecting moments, and there's all kinds of things you can collect. I'm going to be sharing some of those with you. I think there's a lot to be learned from life lessons and life stories, and I think this is just a really great community and a great place for me to kind of share some of that. Whoa, this guy just fricasseed me here with his fire breath. So there's a lot to be shared here, and I'm really looking forward to being able to share that with. Whoa, I got electrocuted. These guys are killing me. So definitely looking forward to being able to share that with you. And I do appreciate the comments. I have seen a lot of the comments that you all have shared. Some of them are hilarious, seriously hilarious comments. So, keep the comments coming, good, bad, or indifferent. Just don't be disrespectful. Don't get out of pocket, because I'll be honest, I have no place or time for disrespect or just folks who want to be rude for no reason. You will just get blocked. I'm just going to block you, because life is as hard as it is. We don't need people spreading negativity. So save the negativity for your friends, for the folks that are near you. This is a positive space, a positive zone. And we believe in just kind of keeping it kosher, keeping it cool here. Another thing that I want to do on the channel, and this is just my late night rant, so forgive me for the ranting. But another one of the things that I want to start doing is I want to start reacting. I've seen a lot of people do reaction videos, and I've never really thought about doing those, but there's so much that you see on YouTube. As a YouTuber, I'm on YouTube a lot, so I'm always watching videos, and I don't just watch video game content. I watch a whole bunch of different content, and some of the things I see here, I want to really react to them and kind of get an opinion from the community, see what you all think and share some of this stuff with you. So I definitely plan on doing some of that stuff. So some more interesting things to come this week. I feel like this week was a good week for me to just test out some different material, test out some different topics, and just kind of share some thoughts with y'all. So thank you to everyone who stuck around. Thank you for everyone who appreciates just, the change up and just the different variety of topics that we've been talking about. Thankful for all of those who just been having an open mind and have just been willing to join in the conversation. Let's keep it going. Let's keep the conversations rolling. You all rock, and I hope you have a great week. That does it for me. That's my ramble for the evening. I am the Y2K collector. I'm going to keep playing this here until either it is game over or we beat Krang. Wish me luck and enjoy the evening. I'm the Y2K collector. Take it easy.